Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lainey and I love all things beauty and makeup. And this is my declutter series. I am very proud of the amount of stuff that I was able to get rid of. All the old stuff has been thrown away and then the rest of it has found a new home. So if you are interested in seeing my declutter series, make sure you stay tuned. You will see the same intro for all of them because it's all the same. I'm not giving anything away to subscribers or people who watch the video, and don't take offense if I got rid of some of your favorite things, kept some of your least favorite things, but I would love to know if you enjoy this type of content. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I hope to see you all again. So here is my highlight collection and declutter. They all did fit into this one container. So I am hoping to get rid of a few things, but it's not something that is overwhelming in my collection. So I have this face palette in here as part of it because it does have a highlighter right here. I am keeping this, so I'm keeping this highlighter. It's very pretty on the cheeks, so I'm keeping that. I do count, so if it has 2 highlighter pans, I do count both, 2 or 3, because some of these have 3. So to start off with, I'll start with my newest thing that I'm keeping. This is the Taste palette. There are 4. This I count as 1 because you can mix and match the colors in these. This doesn't swatch good, but on the cheeks it's really pretty. This is the only shade I haven't used because it's so dark. But any of these 3 combined or alone are really pretty on the cheeks. And then we have the Friday the 13th. This is a really pretty iridescent blue highlighter that I'm going to be keeping. And I guess one thing I should show is the Garfield. This has like an orange gold highlight. I put this with my blushes because it has 2 blushes. I will be decluttering this, but I am going to show it in both videos. This is too dark for me. And then next, what I know I'm going to be decluttering are the Odin's Eye highlighters. They are really sparkly, like glittery, and not smooth. It looks like a lot of glitter on the cheeks, and they're like this putty formula. It's really emollient in the pan, as you can see. So I am going to be letting these 3 go. We have Gentle Firefly, Dim Glow, and Subtle Radiance. This is just not my preferred formula. You have to, I think you have to use your fingers to apply it, and then it's just too much for me. And it's really hard to pick up with the brush. Again, it's like a putty formula, not my favorite. I'm going to declutter those 3. And then we have the California Fresh. This is the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air highlighter trio. And I thought that I was going to declutter this until I used it. And I don't have anything like this anywhere else in my collection, so I am going to keep that. We have the Halloween 2 highlighter. This one I think is too dark for me. It's very pigmented, which isn't a problem, but it's dark and leaves a weird cast on my cheeks because I am very fair. So I am going to declutter that. And then we have the Chucky. This is the Good Guys. This is kind of like the Halloween, but in a lighter shade. So I can actually make that one work for me. And then I wanted to take a closer look at these 3 because I think there are similarities in the highlighters. So I wanted to swatch them side by side. I'm going to clean off my hand and we are going to check. All right, so we have the Wonka Golden Ticket. I can say that I know this shade is different, but I think maybe this one is similar in these two. This is the Ghost Face, or maybe those two are similar and this one's just deeper. And then we have the Hershey's Cookies and Cream. So this one's definitely more gold, and this is the Astral Radiance from Cosmic Beauty. And this has a blue iridescent. The Sunbeam is really dark. And then Moonbeam might be similar to the Hershey's and Ghostface top one. So I'm going to swatch those and see. Because I don't need 3 of the same highlighter. Let's see. This one is definitely not as creamy as the others. So this one's definitely more gold. This is pink, and this is white. But honestly, on the skin, they're probably all going to look similar. So I want to see. See, this one is a lot softer. No, these two are pretty similar. Rory has rejoined. Yeah, those 3 look really similar. So I don't think I need the Ghost Face. Alright, so I'm going to swatch these 2. See, even these, they're the same pant, like the same thing, and they're really similar. One's more of a cool tone and one's more of a warm tone. And then the Hershey's... See, those 2 are identical. This is really similar to the Astral Radiance. So, and then I know this blue one is going to be way different. It's like iridescent. I'm definitely keeping this. So I guess it's really just between these 2. And this one has more of a difference than this, so I'm going to keep this and declutter this. So that is my highlighter declutter, and I'm pretty happy with it. I know highlighters take a lot to get through, so hopefully keeping these will do me some good. And now I'm going to count up what I'm getting rid of. Alright, so I don't know if I showed the Coca-Cola. This has like an iridescent pink red. I'm going to keep this. So in total, I started with 22 highlighters. I am decluttering 9 because I did count. This is 2 pans. This is 2. This has 1 in it. So I'm decluttering 9. I'm keeping 13. Still more than I need, but alright, so welcome to my blush declutter. Today I am going to be going over all of my cream blushes and powder blushes, trios, duos, and seeing what I am ready to let go of. So the first thing I want to start with is the cream blushes. I'm going to be keeping all of these because they're all new besides one, but the one that isn't new is one of my favorites. This is from the ColourPop Shrek collection. This is the Fairy Tale Things. This is a really pretty mauve color. I will say these look so good on the cheeks and they blend out really nice. And then we have the True Love's Form. This is more of a pink. And I have tried both of these and I really enjoy them. This is from the ColourPop book collection. This is in Ravished. I haven't had a chance to use this one yet. This is like a dark plum. And then we have Love Interest. And then my favorite cream blush in my collection is the Rare Beauty in Hope. This is the matte bouncy blush. I got this after watching Betty Bean or Batty Bean. This is so smooth and creamy, but it's like a cream to powder, and it has like this blurring effect on the cheeks. I really like this. And then go through some of the Odin's Eyes. This is the Solar Eclipse. I am going to declutter this one because I'm not a big fan of the shimmer formula. It's a little emollient, just like the highlighters, and that's not my favorite formula for my cheeks. I do find that it accentuates texture and is more sparkly than it is. It's like a chunks of sparkle instead of like a shimmer. So I'm going to declutter that. And then I have Lilac Mist. This is a matte, and I actually do like their matte formula, so I'm going to keep this one. And then we have Pink Bloom. This is another matte. Again, I really do like the matte formula blush that they have, and I will probably be keeping all of the matte formulas. I got rid of one in like my mid-year declutter that was a super bright, like reddish neon color. So I don't have that one anymore. We have Light Glory. This is another shimmer. This is too dark. It's emollient. Not my favorite. I'm going to declutter that. And then we have Luminous Heat. This one is a little bit bright, but I think it looks really good on the cheeks because it's like a peachy undertone. And then we have the Glow Powder. I don't remember what each of these collections are. That is why I can say the dark ones are the Light and Shadow. It went with the first big palette they did. Again, this is an emollient formula and it's sparkly. Not my favorite. I'm going to declutter that. And then I have Moon Tears. And these are all these are Love Blushers. They're called Love Blushers. Again, the emollient. It just brings out a lot of texture on my cheeks, and I'm not the biggest fan of that. And then we have Star Legend. Again, really emollient, very like chunky sparkle. I'm going to declutter that. And then I do have a palette. It's the NARS palette that I'm going to go over the blushes in here real quick. We have this matte blush and then this, I don't want to say it's a shimmer blush, but it's like a highlighting blush. So it's in Thrill and Bad Behavior. I am keeping this palette, but I do count the two blushes in my inventory separately. These look so good together. I'm definitely keeping. And then we have the Chest of Souls Trio. I am going to declutter this and I do count it as 3 blushes because there's 3 pans. This shade is too dark for me to use. This one's really pigmented. I do like this one, but I'm not going to keep it for a trio, and I think I have another one that's similar to this. I'm going to clean my hand off so that I can swatch them and compare this to some other ones. Alright, so the Chest of Souls, this one I'm not worried about having something similar, or this one, because they're too bright and pigmented. Even with a light hand, I find on my really fair skin that it does not work well. And then the one that I do hope I have something similar is this one. I am wiping it on my pants in between swatches. That's why I'm not having to do breaks in the video. This one is really nice light-handed. So I am going to declutter that. And then we have the Betty Boop Blush Duo. This is the one where I think I have something similar. This one's a little bit lighter. I am going to keep this duo because I really enjoy it. I think it's really pretty. This shade doesn't swatch well, but it's really pretty on the cheeks. That's something to keep in mind. Just because it doesn't swatch well doesn't mean it's not good picked up on a brush. So I'm keeping this. And then we have the Chucky Honor and Obey. I didn't realize that red was so bright. That one honestly reminds me of this one. So that one is really similar to that, but on a brush it's not as pigmented, and this is like a bubblegum pink. I'm gonna set this one to the side and think about that. And then I have the Garfield Trio. I did show this in my highlighter collection in Declutter, and I'm showing it in this one too because it has 2 blushes. I am gonna declutter this just because these blushes again are too pigmented, even light-handed, and just are not my favorite color. See, this one's still similar to those 2 that I've decluttered. And then I have the Trick or Treat Glam Light palette. I know this one for sure is different than the other ones. It's like got an orange undertone to it. So it's similar to the lasagna one, but a little bit more, it looks like a red to it. And then there's this like bubblegum pink again. I think I may keep this one and declutter this one, is how I'm kind of feeling right now. Because I know blushes take, especially powder blushes, take forever to use, and I don't need the same shade over and over again. This one is probably too dark or bright, and then this one is like a bubblegum pink, which I already have something similar to in the NARS palette, so I'm going to declutter that. Alright, and then I have my Unearthly. So I have Mystic and Dusk, and I will be keeping both of these. This is like a brown, dusty color. Again, it doesn't swatch the best, but it is so pretty on the cheeks. And then Dusk is a little bit peachier, and I really like these formulas. And then I have these Singe Beauty blushes. I'm going to be keeping all 4 of these. So I have Persistent Persimmon, which is like an orange yellow. These are the silk blushes, I want to say. Yes. My hand is a little bit stained. So these have like a luminosity to them that are really pretty on the cheek. We have Risky Raisin. This one's kind of dark, but if I use a light hand, I can make it work. That's one thing I like about the Singe Beauty blushes is they're not overly pigmented to make it hard to work with. And then I have Timid Tomato. And Riveting Rhubarb. So I like that there is a wide range while still being usable. And then my last 2 are the NARS and Too Faced. These 2 are my oldest blushes in my collection. This is in Deep Throat. So it is that pink with luminosity. Again, it doesn't swatch the best, but it is still really pretty on the cheeks. So I'm going to keep that. And then I have the Too Faced Love Flush in Baby Love. And that's what this looks like. This one is really dry. It feels dry and dusty, honestly. It's a really pretty color, but I think I do have something similar to it, so I'm going to declutter this one. So that is all the blushes. I'm going to count them up, see how many I decluttered, and see how many I kept, and let you know. Alright, so I started with 34 blushes. I knew this was a little bit bigger category because it took up these 2 containers, and then the face palette I kept out of here. So I started with 34. I'm decluttering 13, and that leaves me with 21. So these are what I'm decluttering. These are what I'm keeping. I will be doing a Project 10 uses so that I can get to know my collection better and hopefully be able to curate it better towards myself. If you like these videos, make sure to like and subscribe, and I hope to see you in my next one.